Okay, turn it off. That's all we can afford.
What's going on, you guys? Steve here. I found an article called "Having Followers Doesn't Equal Skill." This is something that I avidly try to preach and raise awareness to. I think the obsession with virality and big numbers has gotten a little too far out of hand, to the point where I don't think people view people as people anymore. Even in my own experience as a musician, I've seen the industry put a lot more weight on followers rather than the actual quality and content. With my content, I want to encourage creative people to pursue their passions. I also want to encourage the general public to not look at the numbers so much and actually pay attention to what's going on. I figured we could just break this down. Social media puts up a curtain of deception. Yes, this guy has so many followers, he must be good. We've all been trained to think this way to some degree. Yeah, it's so true. I think the origin of this happening dates all the way back to maybe MySpace. MySpace was my first experience on like a social website. I remember it would display like your friend count. There was kind of like this unspoken perception that some people were like more popular or important than others because of the number. I think apps like Twitter, Instagram, TikTok just threw gasoline on that, introducing verification badges and showing all of the metrics of every single post. It just created these hierarchies based on attention rather than actual quality. That's just my opinion. But let's see what's going on here. This article specifically pertains to photography, but you can apply this to anything. The truth is, being popular on Instagram has less and less to do with actually being good at the craft, the more followers you have. This is true. In my personal experience, it boils down to exposure more so than quality. A lot of people will cope super hard and say, oh, if you're not super famous winning Grammys, you must suck. Not necessarily. A lot of times, things have low numbers because people just aren't seeing it. Recently, I had Marshmello tweet support for one of my songs, and I've never experienced that level of notifications in my life. My phone was literally freezing and lagging from how many people were liking and sharing and commenting on this and DMing me, and there were people texting me that they saw it and this, and it was a lot. I think high numbers boil down to exposure more than necessarily things are great. I don't say that to kind of insult myself and say my stuff is trash. There's a lot of things that go viral and people hate them. There's like videos of racists that people hate, but they run it up with engagement, commenting how trash the guy is. So it's circumstantial. The reality is, most accounts, you don't know where their followers came from. They might have come from mass media or YouTube or a blog. Someone's followers might be bought or illegally obtained, or maybe the person just plays the Instagram game really well. That is true. As a musician, I think a lot of people oversimplify social media marketing. This is a whole separate skill from DJing, singing, rapping, producing, engineering, sound designing. It's totally different. There's people who go to college just for that. It's kind of crazy that artists are expected to literally be their own marketing teams and book their own stuff and create their own cover art and create videos and clip this and post this and check your metrics. It's a lot that is expected of artists. It's kind of wild that people just think, oh, just post, just post, just post. It's not that simple. For the budding creative, this truth is paramount to learn. The popularity farce is perhaps one of the most detrimental, commonly believed perspectives people have. The idea that someone with a large following is inherently great at their craft. Yes, I think this is true, and it's a big problem in music specifically. For example, I know someone who works with Kendrick Lamar. He has 500 followers. 500 followers working with the biggest rapper on the planet right now. What does that have to do with anything? How does that correlate to his skill? Is he bad at his job because he has 500 followers? I'm genuinely curious. There's so much stigma around how many followers people have and how many likes you got and shares, and oh, we can't book you for this because people aren't going to show up and it's a tough sell and we don't understand it, and what does that have to do with anything? I'm one of those crazy people that believes that quality should be supported regardless of the numbers, because if it's good and people like it, it's gonna bump. I think a big problem we see in entertainment now is that a lot of these companies just want to chase the winning horse and meet them at the finish line. It's more about latching on to the person with clout rather than building up the thing that's good that people will probably like more, that will stand the test of time. I think that's why we have all these microwave ready songs and all these artists only last 6 months, because everybody's just clinging on to, oh, this is cool right now, this is cool tomorrow, this will be cool next week. Nothing is sustainable. It's your job to know what good looks like. I think some responsibility for the state of music and entertainment in general falls on the fans. The consumers dictate the market. This is just the reality of any type of business and industry. The people who are paying for stuff dictate the prices, what is valuable and what is not. What we're seeing in society is people rewarding antics, so the people who are trying to run clean campaigns are pushed down to the bottom. I don't think the fans realize how much power they truly have. And I'll give you an an example. Do you guys remember that trailer for the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie? Bro was looking crazy. Social media bullied that studio into cleaning up his design. I think if people championed quality music rather than just liking and sharing and reposting all these gimmicks and, oh, this sucks and this is trash. Like, if you talked about what was good and what you actually enjoy, we would see better things. All of this is talking about photography specifically. Okay, Instagram is marketing. Unless it's not. There are people out there who specifically try to get Instagram famous. There are people out there who don't care at all. And there are people in between. Like I said with the marshmallow thing, I've always known I just liked music. I just wanted opportunities to share my music. But yeah, that confirmed for me like, oh, I don't like this at all. I think it's a blessing to be in a position like a Childish Gambino or like a Cashmere Cat, a Frank Ocean. These guys who can, you know, get those big opportunities but still be relatively reclusive and live like somewhat normal lives. I think that's awesome, being in that pocket. Just my phone being like zzz, 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 for like a couple days, couple weeks, that was kind of gnarly. That's just me. Who knows? Some people may like that. Other people, maybe some of you guys watching this, your phones may be lit like that all the time. That was a lot for me. For me, I just want a space where I can be creative. I'm not out here trying to chase like being famous, but some people are, and to each their own. Now, I'm not condemning people who are specifically using platforms like Instagram for marketing. On the contrary, if you're looking to take your craft seriously as a business in 2025, you need to be both a great creator and a great marketer. This is true. Long gone are those days when you can just be a really talented artist and just get put on. If you don't have like a big social media following and momentum, people don't really care. And that's kind of the point of me making this video, reading this article. I really want to encourage people to look at things for what they are. Don't just be like, oh, this is my roommate. I went to his last show like 8 months ago. I'm good. People sleeping on him and not supporting is why the last show was 8 months ago. With my content, I really want to encourage people to just be more open-minded. Stop looking at the numbers. It doesn't mean anything. If you have high numbers, that's great. To me, I don't think that makes you any less or more of a human being though. That's just me. I know I'm in the minority, but that's how I feel. I'm curious to know how you guys feel about this. Let me know in the comments. Just to be very clear, I'm not like some hater contrarian that's like anti-viral videos and stuff. Like, I totally get it. I just don't like that ingrained bias people have to like, ew, this only has like 250,000 views. That's kind of crazy to me. So yeah, let me know. As always, I appreciate you guys. I'll catch you in the next one.